Bruce Wayne's a pussy!
I'm not Bruce Wayne. I'm Batman. Ow, 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 ow.
Martha!
Where did you hear that name?
Psych! Oh, headbutts hurt, man.
No, they don't. I'm Batman. Hi guys, welcome to today's review of... We could be here in sudden time, ladies and gentlemen. Settle in.
Injustice 2.
Injustice 2 by...
Neverrealm.
Neverrealm. Well done. Not
Neverrealm
Neversoft.
Studios.
Not Neversoft.
No.
No, not Neversoft at all.
No, not Neversoft. It's not my fault. I like the term Neversoft. I think it's great.
And there's an eyeball with a stick through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So Injustice 2, Lee, kick us off. Let's
Injustice 2 is the latest in a series of fighting games from Neverrealm, who also do the Mortal Kombat games, and the first Injustice, which was excellent.
It was excellent.
I actually own that on 3 different platforms.
And this company seems to have a knack for knowing what to put into beat-em-up games.
Yes, except the crypt. We don't like the crypt.
I quite liked the
The
crypt.
crypt was terrible, especially when they made it a maze as well.
Yeah, okay, the maze part was a bit strange.
And then started making jump scares come out. Yeah,
But what they were doing, what they managed to do is not just take a run-of-the-mill beat-em-up game and add some new characters. They've actually taken some time to add new modes and new things to do and new ways of playing and stuff, and I really appreciate that. Trying to expand the genre a little bit.
Yeah, they have definitely made this much more replayable than their previous offerings by far. I mean, like the previous Injustice, you do the story mode, then you do the arcade mode, and unless you did the multiplayer, you were kind of like, yeah, kind of done now.
Yeah, and then that was it. But what do you actually get in Injustice 2 as a package?
As a package, well, it depends how much you spend on it.
Yeah, excluding season passes and all that kind of shit.
You do get a single-player story mode. You get, and basically what's an arcade mode, and a mode called the Multiverse, which is, well, it has various different objectives. It's kind of really well done in that you don't really do anything different, but it kind of makes it feel more thematic.
And it extends your play time, doesn't it?
Yeah, vastly.
So you got your basic game, but you can also then continue and play in sort of mini missions, collection of missions.
Yeah, with different sort of modifiers on them and stuff like that, which is good because there's an awful lot of grinding in this game because you do level your characters, and you do now get gear and loot, which is something new that they have introduced, and I was a bit worried about because, you know, who wants a Batman or a Superman that doesn't look like a Batman or a Superman?
Yeah, but the more you get into the multiplayer to make that character your own, it feels a bit more personal. It certainly feels like you're actually making a difference with your character. It's like you playing, rather than just picking up Superman and I'm a really good Superman. It's like, no, my Superman is my Superman.
Yes.
So I think that works really, really well.
But they're all dicks in this universe.
But if you just switched onto this video and wondered what the fuck we're going to be talking about, we're going to be reviewing the game, but let's be honest, the basic game is a beat-em-up.
It is. But it's probably one of the better beat-em-ups I've ever played.
I think the accessibility of this, because a lot of people get scared by beat-em-ups that aren't into beat-em-ups. So if you get like the classic old school of, you know, 50 smooth combos and all that kind of stuff, and you're just going to get wiped the floor with anytime you try and play it, this game lets you play it. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I bought Tekken 7 like 3 weeks after I had this game, and I haven't played that very much at all because it's just...
It's more of the same.
Well, it's not more of the same. It just feels so much less responsive than this does. Because in this you queue up basically what you're doing, so you do a combo, you put your button presses, and your mushti on the screen just goes ahead and does it. In Tekken, you've got to wait for that to finish. If you press it too soon, it doesn't trigger and all that.
And maybe that's a different style of skill.
It's definitely, yeah. I mean,
different style of play.
The Tekken is definitely incorporating timing into it as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, it just felt so much less fluid because I was constantly just whiffing the combos.
The one thing you will find in Injustice, I mean, you got your roster of characters you'd expect from a DC universe. I know you want some others that maybe should be there because you're a comic book connoisseur.
I do.
Yeah, I could have used other words. But yes, you have a roster of characters that you will recognise most of them, and even some will, like it did with me, a couple I wasn't even aware of, or hadn't had much interaction with comic book wise. I went away and researched who they were, the backstories and stuff, as well as playing them or playing against them in the game. So I think it's a nice way if you are somebody that's into comic books and comic book characters to basically extend your knowledge of those characters. And let's not forget, as you reminded me many times, there is a comic that's kind of canon with the games, in between the games and before the games.
Yeah,
Injustice.
the first Injustice game had what was referred to as years 1 to 5. So you had like 10 graphic novel collected editions that led up to the opening of the first Injustice game. And they are doing an Injustice 2, but they haven't released any collected editions yet, which is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, so I think it's nice that there's an approach taken to this franchise that's got bits in other media, and I think that shows the commitment they've got to it, which is a good sign.
Yeah, the Injustice comic book, the first one, was some of the best I've ever read. It was that good. They have kind of screwed it in this game. They've kind of like made some stuff happen in this game in flashback, which doesn't actually tie up with the comic books, even though it's all in canon. So I'm not sure what they were going for there, but
bringing it back to the old nuts and bolts, this game we played it on the PS4 because
they haven't released it on PC.
So can we just get that sorted, please? I'm fed up with waiting around for editions on different platforms.
I'm fed up buying it twice, is what I'm fed up of.
But he's a stupid, so
yeah, I'm a stupid.
Fine. But one of the things I will say that we've been playing on the PS4, but the frame rate, as you'd expect on a PS4 to be around sort of the 30 mark, this is well above that.
Yeah, it's 60 or close to.
And it does make a difference. It looks crisp, it looks nice. The visuals of this game are just outstanding. It's what you'd expect. Some of the special moves that you can pull off, oh my god, they're epic. Absolutely epic.
Check this guy out. Like when we first launched the channel, he's like 30's fine.
Well, no, for most games, no, I appreciate that. Games needing those fast reactions, you do need the higher FPS.
There's no reason not to have 60 in any game, mate.
Cartoony games.
Still 60 is better.
Ah, shut up.
60's always better.
But no, the epicness you get in this game of the special moves. So you got your basic fare, okay, in a beat 'em up of your basic attacks that you will use for the most part.
Your combos, your throws, your special moves.
That will build up a meter, and then when the meter is full, you can unleash this epic move, which is different for every character. But we both agree on this point that we'd like to see more than just one.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because I know that's kind of a big animation piece of work, but I'd like to see just one or two per character. It would kind of extend the life of them a little bit.
Yeah, it's like in Mortal Kombat, you don't have one fatality for characters, so why have one super move?
And I think their supers in, because this is the same company that kicked off the Mortal Kombat franchise again, didn't they?
Well, it was Neverrealm, where the Mortal Kombat guys. It's got Ed Boon in it.
Well, it was Midway to start with, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the publisher.
Oh, right, okay.
I think.
We have to look this up now, fuck's sake. God damn, we don't do our research on this channel, do we?
We just play games and talk about them.
But they, when we had the original relaunch, if you like, Mortal Kombat on PS3, I think it was back then.
Yes, because I gave that away once. I had it on PC. Looking at you, Netherrealm.
But they had a number of different specials, so it's not impossible. But it would have been a nice touch to have an extra bit rather than just the one. But some of the ones, I mean, the Flash epic.
The Flash is hilarious.
He throws people through time and then into themselves. It's just awesome. Dinosaurs and pyramids and shit.
It's just like a T-Rex just having his lunch. He just runs out. It's like boom. He's like
one of the most impressive epic ones, I think, is actually Aquaman's.
What, when
he kind of rushes in loads of water, and then there's like a whirlpool, and this massive fish comes out and bites him.
Yeah, in the first one it was a shark. He sort of flooded it and a shark came around and just went, oh.
Yeah, but it's actually quite cool. I did like that. And I think you won't find any characters you dislike as such in this, I don't think. I think they're all nicely balanced out.
Don't like Dr. Fate.
No, we both don't like Dr. Fate. I don't like Robin's character. I can't remember.
No, Robin. No, it is Robin. It's Damian Wayne.
Okay.
But it's still Robin. But yeah, he's fine.
He's offensive.
Unless you're playing against him.
Yeah, trying to fight against an AI using that, or possibly a real person who's good at it. Fuck me. That's horrible. It's just one of those. When you're playing a game so much and you're getting really into it, you start squeezing the controller a bit too much, and you're getting a bit angry. It's that one stage before launching it across the room.
Yes,
you're trying to twist the fucking thing, like biting it, whatever. That's how I felt fighting this dude. It was just, I couldn't get a word in edgeways.
Yeah, Catwoman is similar as well. If you're playing like high level AI, she's so quick you can't get her punch off, which is on you.
But it doesn't
Which
make
sounds good, but
it doesn't make you dislike the game. That's
No.
the point. I mean, if you like beat 'em up games, you are definitely going to like this, I think.
yeah, absolutely.
So you can probably stop the review now and just go and buy it
No,
if you haven't
no,
already.
watch the end. We need the analytics.
But I mean, I've had a stonking time with this game.
Yeah, I have too. I've played this more than I've played any other fighting game, including the first one. And I played that quite a bit, but it was just basically repeating the story mode, which, to be fair, I prefer the original story mode to this one. This one does have a bit of a branching nature to it, in that
Yeah.
you normally come along with two characters and then pick which one you want to fight as. And then you have to go back through and sort of fight as the other guy in the fights that you didn't fight with them. And then there's a split at the end where you pick basically which side you're taking.
Yeah, I think the story mode is competent enough. Definitely a good story. I think you could probably get through it in 12 hours.
Oh God, less than that. I did it the night I got it.
I suppose on what difficulty you're going to play it on depends on how quick you get through it.
Or how awesome you are.
Yeah, playing on very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what you're going to find in this game is a nice story mode if you're a single player type of fan of comic books and beat 'em ups.
I'm a single player type of fat.
And I think you're also going to find some, once you finish that story mode, this is the point I was making earlier, that the game doesn't have to stop there, and it continues to give you stuff for your efforts. So it's not a case of, oh, I like playing beat 'em ups, I'm going to play this one. You're actually building up, you're getting loot from each match, you're getting kind of experience points to level up your characters. Then you can customize how they actually look, which is a nice little bonus to just playing a beat 'em up. And you've also got this multiverse, which is a kind of a maybe 5 or 6 matches per planet. How it's set up, which one of them I think they change every couple of hours or
there's a time limit on them.
And so you have these missions with certain parameters, much like the stuff you had in the Mortal Kombat games, where you had like no kicks or no punches, but this is like you have to play as a character.
Oh, some
or no supers or stuff like that.
Some of them feel like really insultingly like aggressive towards the player though, because you get ones where like freezing comets fall from the sky and freeze you, and they just seem to be aimed at you all of the time, rather than like fairly split between the pair of you.
But I really like it. I think it's a nice way to carry on the sort of gameplay. And a lot of the characters, you can unlock particular costumes of, as per the Flash.
Premier skins.
Premier
and
skins.
Flash has
The Reverse Flash.
which is awesome.
So it's kind of nice to have that ability to not forget the kind of other sides of the character, and give you a chance, if you haven't realised that they are linked or they're part of some other character you've seen before, then boom, you can go and research it.
Yes, because the Reverse Flash is clearly not linked to the Flash.
No, but you've got other ones like the Earth 2 Supergirl,
Power Girl.
Power Girl, and
He
you
likes
got
her boobs.
yes, well they're on show a bit more, but I have to say she's actually quite a good character to play. I do
Yes.
like her. Good mix of ranged attacks and kind of close-up stuff, and her super's pretty cool, like flying around the planet and like throwing someone through an asteroid. And
I think they're missing a show. I think they could introduce more Premier skins from like the CW shows. So you could have the Stephen Amell's Arrow.
that'd be weird.
I know they did it in the first one. They actually had his voice in it as well.
Nice.
Because they did the Man of Steel. They had Zod and Kal-El from Man of Steel in it as well.
Yeah, I don't know if we've got any news about DLCs yet.
DLCs, yes, the first pack is coming, and they have announced the first 3 fighters. You will already have them because this will be going up next Saturday, and they release for everybody next week.
You mean it's going up today?
The first one. Well, it's going up today, but it's next Saturday for us because we're filming it the week before. And that will be the Red Hood, which is another Robin, so he's going to get very confused.
Who?
This one's Jason Todd. And they also confirmed that in the first sort of range of DLC, we will also have Starfire and Sub-Zero. Now, I'm not a big fan of them cross-pollinating Mortal Kombat characters in. I'd rather see them just utilise more DC characters because there's tons of them that they haven't got in, so give us more of those.
Yeah, maybe they just can't break away from the Mortal Kombat element.
Yeah,
Let's be honest though, Sub-Zero, I think you said they had Scorpion last time.
it's Scorpion last time, yeah.
So there's going to be... And did they also do the crossover, the DC and
versus Mortal Kombat? Yeah.
Because that I really
That was
enjoyed.
hard, man. Jesus.
I know it's hard, but I really enjoyed that. But let's get back onto this game. I think those characters are always going to be around, and people are always going to like
Yeah, but
playing them.
normally you get one, and looking.
It doesn't affect the game, does it?
They have silhouettes of I think it's like 9 fighters we're going to end up with that are DLC fighters, and one of them has a very suspiciously looking Raiden hat on. Now, one's kind of okay, but like shifting out 2 character slots for bloody Mortal Kombat characters, I'm kind of like, eh. Now, I know Mortal Kombat X had things like Predator and Alien and Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger before, but that wasn't from DC. I mean, there's no DC characters turning up in Mortal Kombat X, so why have I got Mortal Kombat characters turning up in DC? Where's there chocolate in my peanut butter?
I think you'll find that Mortal Kombat characters are probably cheaper to license than the other way
their own
around.
characters,
Yeah, but it's probably cheaper than to get Superman in the Mortal Kombat game.
Well,
I mean, it's Superman.
It's Superman, yes.
But yeah, I think I've got a lot of time for this game. I really do. I really enjoyed my time with it. I haven't played enough multiplayer, really, but the matches I have done, I'd say about 30% I've been rage quitted on, which is okay because they forfeit the rewards, so you do get stuff when people rage quit, which I can't believe that we're actually commenting on that in 2017. That should have been fixed 5 years ago.
Should have been fixed from outset, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's something that always people forget to sort out because you have an exploit and people will just exploit it. So that's unfortunately what happens.
That's why it's called an exploit.
Yes. Well, one of the things you will find in this game, as I said earlier about the accessibility, the move set to me, and I know we disagree on this, the move set is kind of there's a lot to it, but it feels like there's a lot of depth there in the way that you want to play the game with certain characters. So, for example, if you have like Superman, Supergirl's sort of heat vision blast, then you can do that, but then you can do it up as well. Certain super moves have distance, to actually activate them, and there's basically a way you have to be aware of your position and your contextual positions, using the environments, going between areas, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's good.
But you have a way to kind of craft that match how you want to play it if you're good enough with the moves. So if you're just a hard kick, if you're a Ryu from Street Fighter jumping hard kick with Hadokens, that's fine, but you're not going to win for most people. So you have to learn the kind of countering, breaking moves, guarding moves, converting moves, hard kicks, equivalents. And it's all there. There's a lot of depth to what you can play. But you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that. I don't think it's shallow by any extent, but like compared to something like Tekken 7, it's like it takes like an hour and a half to go for a character's move list. It just keeps going and going and going and going and go on.
But I disagree.
Yes, I know you do, but you haven't played Tekken 7.
Yeah, but there's a reason why I don't play Tekken 7.
Because you're shit at fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't play things on very easy.
So do I, and I still have to read through the move list. Well, actually, you don't in Tekken. It sort of simplifies it where you can just mash your face into the controller and it does combos for you.
Well, that's one thing they changed previously was to actually get rid of you could do easy fatalities.
Yeah, which I had to pay for.
Yeah, I never understood that.
No.
But no, I think you will have a lot of time spent in this game. You could easily bang out about 20, 30 hours without feeling like you're hard done by or you're spending too much time on it. It's a very pick up and put down kind of game. You don't have to spend hours at a time. Obviously, it's not like an RPG or anything, so there's RPG elements nowadays.
Yeah,
there's elements, but only because you're all sort of grinding and getting stuff up. But there's no like time limits on things apart from the multiverse.
But you got gear, and the gear has stats, and you're raising your stats, and you're leveling up.
Which I think you can also lock the stats and change the appearance.
Yes, you can modify the appearance,
which is very important when everything looks different.
Yeah, some of the Green Lantern hats look like weird helmet type things, and you're like, what?
I mean, some of the characters end up looking completely different, but that's fine. You just make it how you want to make it. So it's not a massive problem. And I think the grinding of the loot is a nice touch, really. It's again, it extends the gameplay, so you're going to want to level up some of your characters and get certain levels to get certain colour palettes and things, but colour palettes is something I really hate in games. I think it's unnecessarily restrictive.
Snare, he hates colour.
I hate colour, but I also just... Why can't you just let me, either give me some pre-selection ones, that's fine, but allow me to adjust that red or that blue,
Yeah, so you basically want to have like the two colours of his outfit and be able to pick which colours.
Yeah, that's not a lot of like processing power, is it? It's just a colour palette. So it should be just fine. Just change, and you can then really customise your characters. It's not just this game. It happens in other games too.
Yeah, I mean, like I never really got on with the purple Superman.
Yeah, that looks fucking weird. I don't get it. It's just weird. It's just weird. But I mean, I'm really happy with the multiverse.
Yeah, it's a very good way of extending it. I think like overall they've. I prefer the story from the first one, but generally the game has been improved on in pretty much every way. I mean, when you get to level transitions now, there's actually an indicator that comes up to say you can level transition through levels rather than like in the first one, if you didn't know the level, you just back the guy into a corner and give him like back in A or X, and it'd be like, no, he didn't go through a wall, let's try the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in this one, it actually comes up that you can transition, so that's quite a nice touch. There are a few niggles I have with it, but they're nothing more than nitpicks. They still do the sort of like, I'm knocked out, but I've gotten back up and fallen back down again because I need to complete my animation cycle, that sort of thing. That's been there from pretty much the renewal of the Mortal Kombat license and the old Injustice as well. They still sorted it.
To be fair, if you're picking on that stuff, you've got a good game in your hands, really.
No, that's absolutely nitpicks, yeah.
I mean, I personally don't like some of the menus.
Yeah, they really bury arcade mode. It's actually under the multiverse, and it's like a little planet tucked away in the corner. Whereas you're looking through the menu options, going, "Well, I'm under single player. What the fuck's arcade mode?"
Yeah, I just think some of the selection things, as you're going through the menus, they seem a bit counterintuitive, which isn't a terrible thing. But again, it's a bit of a nitpick. Could have done that better, but I'm not going to give you shit for that as much as if you just fuck the rest of the game up. Which you haven't.
And when you open loot boxes, then you have to hold down the button until it fills up. It's like, why can't I just press it and then you open the box for me?
Well, I think one of the things they were worried about is, people sometimes get worried about when you get loot boxes, if you save them up and open them up at later levels, you might get better loot, but that's not the case here.
No, it stays at the level when you got it.
So there's no reason to say, well, I'll open it now or open it later. So it's the fucking No Man's Sky Destiny bullshit that the selection of holding things down. It's like, do you really want it? Do you really want it?
It's like,
okay then.
It's like, if you do, you hold this down for 2 seconds rather than just pressing it. It's just like, why? It's unnecessary.
And some games get around that quite nicely with being able to skip animations and stuff, but you can't do that.
No, you can't just go, there's all mine opened. It's like, animation. Oh, that's why.
And then I think you have to choose then, because you might get a selection of stuff.
No, you just get
with the boxes.
No, you just get like two from bronze, 3 from silver, 4 from gold, so on up through diamond and platinum, or platinum and diamond.
Yeah, but don't you make a choice out of what you want?
No, you get that when sometimes you're on gear after a fight, and it'll pop up with like new gear, and it'll be like that, and then you can equip it if it's available for your character right away.
Oh right, okay. I thought.
Or you could just like, that's crap. It does show you what it does to all the stats.
I was certain that you actually selected if you wanted to take it, or you had a selection of 3. You had to pick one of 3.
No, he's wrong. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to have to look that up. If I'm right, then I'm going to put an annotation over my face.
Well, if you're wrong, what are you going to do then?
Make my head look like you.
That's a reward.
So I won't know that until later, but I'm sure that went exactly how we planned.
Yes, you got rewarded.
Or not at all if I completely forget to do it, so...
Probably.
Yeah, so I mean, to bring this to a close then, I mean, scores out of 10?
Oh, 9, definitely.
Bloody hell. 9?
Loved it.
That's near perfection.
If the only thing I can say is bad about it is I have to hold down a button for too long and they get up after being knocked out.
That's at least 7 points. Now, I wouldn't go as high as 9. I think it's a technical marvel that they managed to pack all this together, release it in a steady state.
It's a pretty damn good looking game, and they're almost
good looking, good frame rate.
Yep. So
nice roster of characters. Everything is there. So okay, I'll give you a 9. But I'm not overly sold on beat 'em up games myself. I used to like them when I was a kid, but they were a lot simpler back then.
Yes.
And I guess as I've got older, I've not really kept up with beat 'em ups.
IK Plus all the time.
Yeah, Arcade Plus was amazing. And Bushido Blade.
Mm-hmm.
One hit kills. Done.
Yeah, on me normally.
Yeah, but I'd probably give it an 8 because I think it's a solid game and I would recommend it to people if it's that kind of game that you like. If you're not into beat 'em ups, you're not going to be watching this review for a start. But I don't think it'd be terrible because I think it's accessible for people if they want to start picking up beat 'em up games. If they're unsure, go for the best. I think Injustice 2 is up there, and I think it'll be the benchmark for some time. It's a different style of beat 'em up to maybe the Tekken side, the more Japanese end.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the case throughout Netherrealm. It's very much a Netherrealm game, you can tell. You've got uppercuts and shit like that.
But I think it's solid. I think you'll have fun. I think it's got good bang for buck. And I think if you purchase this game or if you have already, you'll realise that it's good value for money. I think you'll have a good time with it. And you can continue playing it as long as you want.
Now, there are microtransactions, which we should probably touch on.
Go on.
Well, obviously you buy characters. I'm kind of okay with that because that's a significant purchase in my opinion, so that's all right.
It's a thing rather than a skin.
Yeah, but you can also buy currency this time around. Now, you do get currency to unlock. You can, once you've leveled up to 20 with one character, you can super boost other characters up to 20 by using money. And you can get the premier skins for money as well, stuff like that. But the problem is you don't get very much during the game. It's like if you want to unlock everything, you're going to have to spend money pretty much, or just spend a ludicrous amount of time because I'm level 51.
But is this falling into the same For Honor response that we got from Ubisoft when people were questioning the amount of time it took to level up people to maximum levels, which would have worked out about 3 years for all the characters in For Honor.
Yeah, it's not going to take that long.
Now, the thing is, their response from Ubisoft was to say that we only expect people to level up one or play one or two characters.
I think that's less of an issue with Injustice, purely because it has a much larger character selection than For Honor does. Mm-hmm. Whereas For Honor, you have certain ones that play similarly, so there's not a whole lot of emphasis to go, okay, well, I've played with him, and I'm going to play with him, but he does almost the same thing as him, so why would I bother?
Well, it's arguable how similar those characters are before we start a flame war.
Yeah.
But I think the difference here is that you might find that they're trying to do the same sort of thing, but maybe on a reduced or enlarged scale of how their characters to be used. Because you will play pretty much every character in the story mode, right?
No, you don't.
Well, no.
Nowhere near.
Well, you come into contact with those characters.
You come into contact with them, you don't get to play a lot of them.
And when you end up playing through the multiverse or arcade modes or whatever, and you're building up the skills and XP, you're only going to be picking a couple of characters. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you just pick one and go with it?
No, I'm leveling them all up.
Oh, but to be a completionist, then you're only getting a little bit of cash. But they're probably giving you that little bit of cash.
Well, no, the cash is awarded on leveling up your profile, not your characters. And that takes a long time. Like, I'm 51 now, and it's just like every match I get a little tiny slither of XP. And when leveling up is the only way you can get that currency without buying leveling up your profile.
Okay, well, maybe it was a bad comparison to make. Sorry.
Yes, what?
But no, that's been our review, I suppose, of Injustice 2. Unless we've forgotten anything else to talk about.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne's nose. Why does he look like that now?
Oh yeah, we were going to say something about Adam West.
Yeah, yes, Adam West recently passed last week from shooting, or 2 weeks ago from when you're watching it. So, back to see.
Oh, that's our moment of silence, and
I've ruined it.
You ruined it, yes. But yeah, he has passed away, so Batman is no more. I believe they put the bat signal up in LA.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they shot it into the clouds.
I mean, let's be fair, he was 88, so...
Yeah, but he was Adam West.
But he was Adam West, yeah. Adam West should never die.
What's Family Guy going to do?
Probably have a new mayor, I don't know.
Well, yeah, but he... Oh my god, I just realised Family Guy's ruined.
Family Guy was ruined ages ago.
Anyway, guys, that was our review of Injustice 2. That almost rhymed nicely. So,
take it easy, guys.
Catch you next time. Bye.
He's spending 60% of his life locked in his fucking car shooting the same things over and over.
Okay, that's a good point. We'll come on to this now. So, in this game, we now have access to. I don't know if it was in the last game or not. I didn't play that one, but the risk is much higher as well.
Yeah, it's not just a PvP area either. It's an area that allows PvP, but there are AI enemies in there, and they're all hella tough. It's definitely designed for cooperative play in there.
Yeah, and I'd actually suggest